Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to the channel English Grammar for All, and I am Asia Abid. Today we are going to start chapter number 13. And chapter number 13 is about verb and its kinds. So let's see all of these one by one. There are almost 10 types of verbs mentioned in this picture. First is action verbs. An action verb describes what something or someone is doing. Examples are she tasted the stew, the bus arrived on time. Here, tasted and arrived are action verbs. Now, this picture is showing some action verbs. Next type is transitive verbs. A transitive verb used with a direct object transmits action to an object and may also have an indirect object which indicates to or for whom the action is done. In other words, we can say a transitive verb is a verb that transmits action to an object. A transitive verb can also have an indirect object that precedes or comes before the direct object. The indirect object tells to or for whom the action is done, although the words to and for are not used. Next is intransitive verbs. An action verb is intransitive if there is no receiver of the action named in the sentence. An intransitive verb does not have an object. Examples are the class began, the dog raced through the new gate, the employees gathered in the conference room. Here began, raised, and gathered are intransitive verbs. Now, here is the list of some intransitive verbs. Next type of verb is finite verbs. A verb which is limited by the number or the person of its subject and also on the tense of the subject. Remember, the form of verb depends on its subject. Examples are they play football. If subject is plural, then verb is also plural. He plays football. Here, subject is singular, so verb is also singular. You are playing football. Here, present continuous tense is used. She was playing football. Here, past continuous tense is used. Here, it is clearly noticed that a verb is limited by its number of subjects or number of persons. Next type is non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs do not change their form even when the person or the number of the subject changes, nor on the tense of the sentence. Examples are they want to eat something delicious, she wants to eat something delicious, he wants to play football, they want to play football, they want to eat eggs for breakfast. So here we clearly notice that non-finite verbs do not change their forms. Now through this example, we can clearly understand the concept of finite or non-finite verb. My sister went to school to become a doctor. Here went is used as a finite verb, whereas become is used as non-finite verb. Now next type is dynamic verb. A dynamic verb is a verb that shows continued or progressive action of the subject. It indicates that something is happening or was happening or will be happening. Examples are those girls buy clothes every week. He is singing at the party. We are investing in dollars this time. She was selling her old books in the garage sale. Next type is stative verb. A stative verb is one that describes a state of being, means person, animal, object, etc. Remember, this type of verb doesn't describe the action like dynamic verb. Examples are my sister prefers chocolate cake, he likes playing tennis, I think tea is better than coffee, your brother hates driving, everyone appeared at the party, would you mind if I sit here, and so on. Now let's see stative verbs versus dynamic verbs. These are some of stative verbs and dynamic verbs. Remember one thing, stative verbs are motionless verbs and Dynamic verbs are action verbs. Some examples of static verbs are like love, hate, own, appear, etc. And some examples of dynamic verbs are jump, run, talk, write, read, see, etc. Now next is regular verb. A regular verb is one that follows the pattern of taking ed for the past simple and past participle, or d if the verb ends in e, like smoke, smoked, etc. Now the next type is irregular verbs. An irregular verb is any one that doesn't follow the standard rule of making a verb past tense. Standard rule: to add ed to a verb to make it past tense. Examples are like to want, wanted, to roll, rolled. These are regular verbs, but in irregular verbs, to begin, began, to write, wrote. Hope you understood the concept of regular and irregular verbs very clearly. Now let's see regular versus irregular verbs for your better understanding. Regular verbs follow a regular conjugation pattern. Irregular verbs do not follow a regular conjugation pattern. Regular verbs form their past tense and past participle by adding ed to their endings, whereas irregular verbs do not form the past tenses by adding ed to the endings. Regular verbs have the same form for both past tense and past participle, whereas irregular verbs can have either different forms or same forms for past tense and past participle. Regular verbs are relatively new to the language, whereas irregular verbs are derived from the Old English. Now the next type is auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. Auxiliary verb or helping verb helps a sentence to complete its sense. Sentence gives the meaning with the help of auxiliary verb. It also tells the tense of the sentence. There are different helping verbs are used for different situations, just like is, am, are, was, were, be, been, do, does, and many more. And now the next type is linking verbs. A linking verb links the subject to a subject complement that identifies or describes the subject. Let's see the examples given. The stew tasted good. Here tasted is a linking verb because it linked the subject to the subject complement. And here subject is the stew and the complement subject complement is a good. Next example is his name is James. Here is act as linking verb. His name is a subject and James is a subject complement. Now let's see linking verb versus helping verb to clear the concept. Linking verbs are the main verbs in sentences, whereas helping verbs are not the main verbs in the sentences. Linking verbs are followed by the subject complements, whereas helping verbs are often followed by the principal verb. Linking verbs link the subject and the subject complement, but helping verbs add extra information about the action. Linking verbs are used to describe or identify the subject, whereas helping verbs are used to express an action or a state of being. Now, through this Venn diagram, we clearly understand linking verbs, helping verbs, and be verbs. Now, this is the end of today's lecture. Hope you understood verb and its kinds very clearly. Now, that's all for today. Goodbye now.